Welcome, everybody. Today we are talking about the signs of burnout and the true costs of doing it all. This is not meant to shame you or make you feel like you have weakness, but rather a conversation. And my goal is to help you understand the signs of burnout, whether you're in it or heading towards it, and how you can do a nervous system reset. It really comes down to emotional bandwidth, pattern recognition, and capacity planning. If we haven't met, my name is Tara Palazzolo, and I'm the founder of True Path CO and the True Path Framework. I'm a serial entrepreneur and also a recovering people pleaser and workaholic. In my former life, I worked as an analytical chemist for 16 years in pharmaceutical, and the last decade has been spent as an information security strategist and compliance leader in tech. Everything that I develop and teach is based on real life experience, observations, pattern recognition, and metrics. My framework is designed to make the unseen visible and to help my clients recognize, redesign, and transform all areas of their life that are out of alignment so they can step into their highest purpose. While my work is primarily created for women, all identities are welcome in this space. Before we begin, I want you to notice which emotion shows up first when your capacity is diminishing. Your body always sends signals to get your attention long before burnout occurs. I'm going to go ahead and share the poll now. This poll was designed to help you understand how your system communicates. These are all common responses, and notice how many of these reflect activation rather than full collapse. Irritation, resentment, overwhelm, even performing in autopilot. Burnout starts as these subtle hints long before full exhaustion appears. So what is burnout? Like I mentioned before, it's not about a weakness. It happens long before collapse and capacity exhaustion. It shows up when your brain is overloaded and your nervous system stays activated long after that it needs to be. Eventually, your boundaries start to weaken and your energy is going to drain faster than you can replenish it. Burnout begins when the body whispers, but you keep pushing through. It's kind of like a hunger pain, right? Eventually, you're going to feel more and more hungry. Burnout also gets mislabeled. Some of these areas listed down below are examples of these shame-based labels that aren't accurate. Your nervous system is not malfunctioning. It's trying to communicate. It just doesn't know how to send you the right signals, but it's asking for a partnership. Burnout happens ultimately because you've been overcompensating for too long. Can stem for a variety of different reasons, but as the emotional labor increases and finances tighten, communication wears thin, and our capacity becomes reduced over time, it effectively keeps us in this overloaded state. And unfortunately, our body does keep score about that. That's a great book that's out there. We tend to store this tension in our body, and it comes out in our words and our actions. December is uniquely demanding, and schedules tend to fill up because of church, school. You might have reduced workforce because people are taking vacations, but the work doesn't stop, right? You have decision fatigue, everything from presents, what to bring, how to juggle everything. Finances can get tighter. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, so they have to stretch that through the holiday season as well, and colder temperatures and school closures. And there's a whole multitude of things that adds this pressure on us. It takes away our bandwidth. This month tends to ask for more than a lot of people have a capacity to give. When unaddressed, burnout shows up as emotional numbness. It can be resentment, brain fog, and you keep functioning, but you're actually moving further away from yourself and your authenticity. This is where misalignment becomes default. Burnout begins when rest stops replenishing you, your capacity is continuously exceeded. I talk about this a lot with my clients, that it's almost like a bank account. Where are you putting deposits and having withdrawals? You cannot live in a constant state of overdraft and expect that your nervous system is going to recover from that. Burnout has its own language. Anger might say, "Why is that my problem?" Disgust, "Fine, I guess I'll take care of everything." Fear, it can be like panic. "Oh no, I am falling behind. What is everybody going to think?" Hurt can say, "I don't know what to say." And numbness is, "I just need to get through blank." That could be this week, this day, this minute, this event, this situation. It doesn't matter. It's trying to put a finite point in time that they can deal with something. These phrases reflect an attempt to reinstate boundaries that have slipped. Burnout can also show up physically, and this tends to be long before we even notice the mental part of it. Somatically, it can be like wired, but you've laid in bed at night and your brain is full on figuring out everything to do, creating this roadmap, and your body's like, I just want to go to sleep. It can be muscles, it can be exhaustion, even if you do sleep. It can be restlessness, fidgeting. It can be sensitivity to noise. And your body is beginning to speak this language. Your mind doesn't recognize what it's saying. So there's a disconnect between the two. Why is burnout hard to catch? It's because burnout lives behind competence and resilience and overperforming. It's the master of masking. And the biggest thing here is we don't want anybody to think that we're incompetent. We all suffer a lot from imposter syndrome. Jane can hold it all together during the holidays. I can't. And so we do a lot of comparison. When you're in this survival mode, you really aren't paying attention to how your body is feeling and thinking. Again, you're putting these finite points that you just need to get through something. Aligned capacity is not about endurance. It's actually about authenticity, predictable energy, and what we're doing that is aligned to our values. It's healthy boundaries. It's the ability to hear your own needs and to make decisions based on that. It is a balance in a relationship and career and interest, and it allows space for joy and presence. A regulated nervous system chooses to respond rather than react. When you're in a reactionary mode, how that's different from a respond is that anger can be like, how is this my problem? And a regulated capacity is more like, I can do this, but I can define some limits with that. So maybe you bring cookies, but maybe you don't bake them. Maybe your friend is moving and they ask for help, but it's a day that you're working a 12-hour shift as an EMT. Maybe that looks like bringing dinner over for them instead that you can prepare on your day off. A frozen lasagna, that's still helping, and it's in a capacity that you can actually do it. Hurt can say, I can ask for what I need and not apologize. You don't have to say, I'm sorry, I need your help. You don't have to do that. You need help. That's okay. There's nothing to be sorry about from that. But again, if we look at burnout, is we're worried that it's going to look like that we're incompetent. So we overcompensate for this, which just leads to more burnout because we're continually masking. Regulation really feels like relief. It's like this big sigh when your nervous system unclenches and you can have a clearer sense of yourself. You can see where your boundaries are beginning to wobble. You can feel your patience returning. You feel like you can actually have a conversation and hold what it needs, whether it's a difficult one or just about who's going to cancel the HBO subscription. The moment you stop outsourcing your energy, the shift begins. You stop pushing through. You stop over functioning. You replace pressure with presence. Micro rests are small, potent resets that your system responds to immediately. What's really great about these is they can be done practically anytime or anywhere and multiple times a day, however much you need. It can be like this one deep conscious breath. It can be box breathing, 4 breaths in, hold for 4 breaths out. It can be a 30-second pause before responding to an email. And in a world that constantly demands output and instant access to information and answers and a response, trust me, your nervous system is going to thank you for this extended amount of time. So take the 2 minutes, take the deep breath, and take the intentional pause. This is a promise to your future self that I will honor what you need, and that makes your nervous system feel safe. I want to take a minute and ask for you to say these out loud and really feel how they settle in your bones. I will stop running on fumes. My energy is a priority, not a luxury. My well-being matters, even during the holidays. And you can use this year-round. It can be during hectic situations, areas of my life that feel outside of my control. That will come up later on in a different webinar, but we'll talk a little bit about control. If you want to deepen this work, I invite you to the Rest Revolution. This is a mini journey that I have created And it's a self-guided to help you reclaim your energy, restore your nervous system, and rebuild boundaries. This 20-page experience is designed for creators, caregivers, professionals, and visionaries who've been living in survival mode for too long. Through simple but yet powerful daily prompts, you'll begin unwinding burnout at the root and finding a healthier relationship with rest, energy, and self-worth. Days 1 and 2 focus on energy awareness and boundaries. Days 3 through 5 guide you to redesigning and reclaiming your no. Days 6 and 7 bring everything together through integration, self-trust, and sustainable rest. Together, these 3 parts create the full arc of reclaiming rest, strengthening your boundaries, and beginning to recover from burnout. I host these weekly Thrive Tuesdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Each session is a gentle way to stay aligned, grounded, and supported, especially through the holiday season. Your feedback feeds these sessions. So if you feel inclined, share your feedback in here as I build out this library and I can focus on what matters most to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself in the middle of a demanding season. This is your reminder that you deserve ease and space and restoration. And above that, joy. If you'd like to work with me, please feel free to drop by truepathco.com or email me directly at tara@truepathco.com. I thank you for attending, and I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season.